Hi guys, this is Jason at TNT for TNT Tuesdays today. We're going to talk to you guys about the 6-inch JK stretch system, both armor and rear suspension. So let's start with our Guardian sliders that are built to work with our 6-inch stretch corners. They will only work with this set of corners because of this flange here. So the flange right here interlocks with the flange that's on the corner here to give the corner strength, and the slider also finishes off this half of the wheel well. So putting this on your Jeep without the sliders, you're going to have a hole right here because it's designed to work with our Guardian sliders. It makes them a lot more robust, and it finishes the wheel well off. And so when you do, we're going to start selling this as a packaged kit. So when you do it, you'll get the front half of the rocker covers, the rear corners, and a set of 6 or 8 inch stretch Guardian sliders, depending on which corner you go with. So we make both 6 and 8 inch stretch 2-door JK corners. And on the cart, what you're seeing is the rear end. There's a few brackets that are missing. We didn't get them done. So you'll get all 3 arms, so 2 lowers, 1 upper. It's a 3-link in the rear. New lower control arm mounts with a rear truss for the upper link mount. A rear track bar will come included in the kit, as long with new upper coil buckets, so you don't have to change the coil buckets on the axle, you change them frame side. And then all the opposing control arm mounts on the forward on the chassis. You'll get all new mounts with them. We didn't get them done. I was hoping to get them done before we started the video, but we didn't get that far.
So let's show them these mounts you're talking about.
So these would be the mounts for the axle end. So you get a truss with the upper 3-link mount here. This will be welded on. It was just for demonstration purposes. It's not attached. So you get truss, the 3-link mount. No matter what axle you have, we probably make a truss for it. Rather if it's a 60 or the factory 44, or I even make a truss for an 80. And you will get new lower control arm mounts. The driver's side mount has a built-in track bar mount that comes attached to the bracket. There is also why you're getting a track bar along with this kit, because the track bar is a lot wider than it is factory. Factory end of a track bar, so the factory track bar end is about here. So we add about 6, almost 7 inches of length to the track bar. Helps roll center, and they drive 10 times better. Have a new driver's or passenger side lower. Other part of the bracket that we didn't get done was the rear shock mounts. So the rear shock mounts bolt in here, then you weld them on. There is a little bit of play so you can fine tune bump stops and shock placement. Once you're happy with it, weld them in place. Get the frame side mounts done. I wanted to get them done and show you guys, but we didn't get that far. So you'll get 2 new lowers, frame side mounts. Completely start over on the frame. Cut all the factory mounts off, start over. So you get 2 new lowers, and they do locate onto the frame. And I forget what, there's a hole or a slot that they line up with. That's where they go, you weld them on. The upper is the tricky one. You have to French that one in to one of the cross members that is right after the transfer case. And you have to French it in. Because if you don't French it in, it will not clear the drive shaft. It's a little bit of work and some frustration to get the upper mount in, but once it's in, it's a slick piece and it works great. And it does locate off another hole on the cross member that's over the axle. There's a hole that it lines up with, so you know right where you got to put it. And you get new rear shock mounts for the upper.
You have to do, what do you have to do to modify on the body of the Jeep? What do you have to do?
For which part? We talking corner wise or suspension wise? If we're talking body wise, you will have, because now that we're standing over here, you can see the back side of the corner. So that light pocket will intrude into the body. So you do have to cut a giant hole in the back of the body to clear that light, the light bucket. Sorry, I was having trouble with words there. So you do have to modify the back of the Jeep a little bit. Actually, quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
But if you're stretching it, most of the sheet metal is going to die in that back corner anyways. You're going to cut most of the body out anyways. So if you're standing at the back of a JK, this point here, you can, I don't know if you can see it that far away, but there's a pretty obvious bend. So where the back of the body steep and starts around the back of the tub, that corner lines up there, but the factory corner or the factory body would stick out about yay tall. So you do cut quite a bit of the body off when you do the 6-inch. The 8-inch, it's even more. You basically comp cut it and put the corner over the top and hide it all. So back to suspension wise, these are the 3 arms you will get. So you get the one upper and both the lowers, both of the lowers have an angle at the axle end to match the lower control arm mount. Because these match factory angle, they are tucked up a little higher to help fix some of the suspension geometry. So these have the opposing angle, so everything runs straight down the Jeep, and then they turn and match the control arm mount. These will work rather 2-door or 4-door. That's why they're built with the angle in them. So the 4-door guys can use this same mount and not have any issues. Or a factory-based Jeep can use that mount and not have any problems.
So you have a question. Do I need to remove the storage area in the trunk of the Jeep?
Yeah, I'm thinking. For... Yes. Yes. You have to remove the trunk floor. Because the shock mounts will be in the way if you don't. Or it's in the way of the shock mounts. So you will end up giving up the trunk space to do it.
Oh yay, the fan's off.
But it's personal opinion. Most coming from me, I hardly use it in my wife's JL. Obviously it's a JL, not a JK. But that's kind of personal opinion. If you rather retain it, then I want to go to this extent of modification. That's going to about cover it for today. Then feel free to call if you got any more questions on any of this. We're here to answer them. So I think that's going to do it for today.
Yep. Do you offer front matching suspension?
We do build our Y-Link kit for the front. It's kind of a in and out secret order item. We have been working on, we have built a few of them. They're not in production. A 3-link kit for the front of a JK. They're still in prototype phases. So currently we have our Y-Link long arm kit that will go on the front. And if you're looking for any pictures of one that has had this kit put on, or one of our train master, Bobby, I always butcher his last name, Porterland. He has a blue JK, and he did this 6-inch kit to his JK. So if you want pictures and whatnot, you can either message Bobby or look on his Facebook page. He's got a couple pictures up of his Jeep on his page. We'll give you kind of a more idea of one fully put together of what it looks like in the end run. The corners do not come with flares. I do not make these corners with flares. Another little side note that what you see is what you get. Like I said, we do make this kit for either 6 or a 8-inch stretch.
All right. So, if you have any other questions or you want to see this kit on a certain vehicle, just email us or call us and we'll get you some pictures and a quote and everything like that. I think that's it for today. Hope everybody has a good day. Thanks.
Yep. Bye.